Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Life with Spike. I don't even know what episode we're on. We're on a massive van build. We're just building this thing out to look amazing and functional for me. It doesn't have to be super fancy. We're going to put a coat of paint on this door, 2 or 3, with some rust protector because this van has been pretty beat up. And we're going to insulate it. I've already went ahead and put some foam board in protecting the door mechanics. There's some pieces inside the door that mechanically pull a lever that lifts the door locks so that you can open and close it. So it can easily open and close the door with the normal door. So when we put the added insulation, which is all the wool, I don't want it to interfere with those doors. It should take a couple bats, and then we'll put a panel over top of it, and then we're going to build a box perfectly the same size probably as the panel, right butt up, probably a 1/2 inch gap between it and the door, or the door and the bed frame. Once we do that, it'll probably just be a little cubby hole. It's just a little box with a cubby hole that I can just shove things into, and we'll call that good and done, and we'll move on to the next project, which is probably the next door. Because once I get this one done, the next one should be pretty easy. So the first step was making sure that the window's not going to get any overspray. So we're going to get this all cleaned up. I'm going to grab a little bit of sandpaper and just rough up some of this, make sure there's nothing interfering with the adhesion of the paint, or a little layer of primer on there. And when we're moved on, we'll put a little layer of white because I don't want to look at the gray. And I'll probably eventually do that for the rest of the van too. I just wanted to move on because I knew cold weather was coming. I can always paint later on. So let's get started. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. So far I've got some stuff worked out. I've got the insulation in, I've got the primer on, I've got the top coat on, and I've got the clear coat on. And now I've got my board cut out from my cardboard that I had. I've got my Rivnuts all set up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cardboard and I'm gonna mark out all of them with the cardboard. Once I have them all perfectly lined up on the cardboard, I'll mark them out on here. We'll drill those holes. Once I get the holes drilled, this sanded, I'm going to water seal this, and when it's wet, it's gonna be soaking wet. I think that's gonna be when it's most pliable, and then that's when I'm gonna mount it, and hopefully it takes to this curve really well. Once that's all done, and I'm gonna make a little box here, so that's gonna be my next step. This is all done, but I don't wanna touch this to this until this top coat, clear coat, is sealed, because I still have one more coat to do. It's gonna take all night to dry before I start rubbing up against all this stuff with a piece of board. So I'm gonna go get this sanded off and set off to the side for tomorrow, and then we'll get on to the next step, building a box. So after I finished building my little box, I decided to take a little break and build myself my curtains. So I'm going to take these curtains that are UV resistant and thermal reflectant material,
and I'm going to sandwich it with material that you use to insulate sleeping bags and oven mitts, with some material that is of my favorite color, orange, just to give the whole van a nice pop and bright color look to brighten up my day usually.
Pulled up to the set when I heard that brutal sound of the bass. Start to feel like I'm dreaming, man, should have seen that look on my face. But I'm so low-key, I'm an anonymous G that I left no trace. But when I step one foot in the room, I'ma set this pace. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown. That's the type of my sound, better rise up when I shut this down. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown. That's the type of my sound, better rise up when I shut this down.
Now that I've mounted my curtains and they look amazing and the heat is being reflected back into the living area, I can move on to what I was supposed to do before it started raining, back to sanding the box and getting it all stained up and ready for installation.
It feels like murder. Setting them alight when I lit that flame. Try pulling up side by side for the race, just realize that we're in a different lane. Yeah, see I'm out here killing the game. How can you claim that we're living the same? See in reality being on a similar stage. You're sitting in the crib while I'm singing my name. That flames, whole of the city on lock. The coldest flows and the cream of the crop. We've them bees with a lean and a bop. Got a phone line ringing to the heat don't stop. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown. That's the type of my sound, better rise up when I shut this down. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown. That's the type of my sound, better rise up when I shut this down. My God. I feel like king of the hill when they're king of the hill. My God. Yeah.
Okay, now that I got them all sanded up and I've got it all water sealed, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on before it completely dries, because I feel like it's gonna be most malleable when it's wet. So I'm gonna get started by throwing the first bolt in. I mean, what else is there to do? So I need to just grab some threads. Oopsie. Should I press on it first, then grab some thread? Yeah, there we go. Oop. There she goes. I have a funny feeling I might have to drill a couple holes and just put a couple self-drilling tech screws in there, but that's fine. I think I got some. Very nice. Okay, let's put another bolt in it. Okay. Time to mount the shelf that I just water stained, built earlier. It's not long enough.
It's just what giving up feels like. I don't know. Tell me if I lost my mind. Nowhere to go. Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know. I don't know. Tell me have I lost my mind? So I break these walls and hold my head up high. And I step my ground until the day I die. As the rain falls down, there's no more tears to cry, tears to cry.
Well, that's it. It's my shelf. I've pretty much don't want to put too much in it until it fully cures and dries, but you slide your items in there and that's it. I kind of wish I did put a couple extra bolts in here because there's a gap here and it could probably get a little bit closer, but I think as this piece gets relaxed over time, it may get closer over time, but this gap's pretty close. It's not too bad. This edge is not exactly lined up, but I probably could undo it and tighten it or fix it a little bit, but I'm not gonna mess with it because I'm gonna make it worse, and it's functionable. It works. The only thing I don't really like is this orange. It was really hard to get out of there. I could have probably just cut a new piece, but I was like, yeah, it's already there, so let's just put it in, get it over and done with, and sealed, ready to go. It's always nice to have a bunch of extra cubbies to store stuff. I mean, I could put dish towels and hand towels and whatever else in there. I hope you guys enjoy it because I'm going to move on and I'm going to start getting on the next door over there, getting it started, and then we can actually start getting some bedding and actual stuff inside the van, which is really exciting. I'm excited to take this thing out for its first trip. I'm working on window coverings next. Almost got them all done out. I've got 3 more in the middle and then I got 3 more in the front. So technically, no, I'm not really all that done, close to done. And each one takes like 3 hours to make. So that's a long time to get everything buttoned up, tied up. With all the magnets that go in it, it takes a bit of time getting everything sorted out. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching my video. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. Please subscribe because I noticed a lot of you are not subscribed. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys next time. See you later. Peace.